Hello there. This is a Barber Electronics Tonepress. This is a compressor pedal, as you might have guessed. It happens to be my compressor of choice for my own self and use. It's fairly easy in terms of the knobs here. Volume will set just the overall volume level. You could set the pedal to actually be a boost. It's set right around unity right now. Skipping over to sustain. Sustain is the amount of compression that it's going to add to your signal. And then what really makes this a more usable and friendly compressor compared to a lot of others is this blend, where you can actually set a blend of how much of your unaltered signal there is alongside, in parallel, if you will, of your compressed signal. So if it's all the way over here, you're not going to hear any of the compression from the pedal, no matter how extreme you set it. If it's all the way to the right, it would be more like a standard compressor pedal where it just is what it is. When the effect is on, the compressor's on. So it's nice for an always-on type compressor to have the blend there. You can just kind of set it to where you think it's a good mix of the two and then basically forget about it instead of turning it on and off. That, of course, depends on your own tastes and playing and preferences and whatnot, but compression is one of those things that can be a little tough to get your head around if you haven't heard it a lot. I think using extreme settings on this makes it pretty easy to hear exactly what it's doing. Basically, it evens out the sound. It squashes the attack of your notes and sustains or prolongs and sort of effectively raises the volume of your notes as they tail off. So it gives your notes a longer sustain, which can be desirable for a lot of reasons. And it just smooths out the sound a little bit. So some people love compressors, some people hate them. That's why I think a blend one is a nice way to go if you want to start playing around with it and see what you like. So I'm going to be playing a Nash T-57 telecaster into a Morgan RCA35 amp. My clean sound sounds like this. Engaging the compressor should sound exactly the same at these settings. Reason being, I have the volume set to around unity, so it's about the same level no matter what. And I have the blend knob all the way off, meaning that there is no, even though I've got the sustain up pretty high, you can't hear any of it coming through. So that's just to show you that part of it, show you that the blend knob is in fact doing its job and not lying to you. To go to the other extreme, if we turn the blend knob all the way, then when this is engaged, it'll be louder because of the sustain, and you'll hear the extreme effect of the compression. You can hear how it almost fades in the note is what it seems like it's doing. And you can hear it's squashing the attack. Usually the note is really big at the top, and as it rings, it decreases. But here it's sort of squashing that top one and then effectively raising the volume of the tail. And it's very obvious and very squashed, as they say, and compressed sounding, and that's generally not desirable for most people. And hence, instead of a standard pedal where you could just kind of back it off to taste and just deal with it, with this pedal you can instead go, well, let's start 50-50, shall we, and just have a blend of the two things. So you can hear your actual unaltered signal right there beside the compressed signal, which is useful because you can hear that your attack is maintained in the unaltered signal, but then the compression and the sustain is going to ring out right there next to it. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. This is not the only pedal that does this and has a blend, but a lot of them don't, and so it's useful for that reason. You could just try and dial in something fairly even here, so get a slightly extreme setting, and but then back the blend way off, so it's just kind of. So you're getting a little more of that sustain and a little more of that compression happening there, but it's subtle. It's in the background, which is what a lot of people want if you want an always-on compressor. You want something subtle. You don't really want it to sound over the top. You want it to do its job, but do its job kind of quietly in the background. But that's preference too. So, and as we raise this, you'll hear it more. Already around noon when it's 50-50. I'm pretty sure noon's 50-50. You can hear the effect in a much more pronounced way. But anyway, there you go. That's the Tonepress from Barber Electronics. A great compressor, a great first compressor if you are just kind of dabbling into that a little bit. So hopefully that helps. Check out Barber's website below the video in the description. They make a lot of other great stuff too that's worth checking out. And feel free to subscribe if you want to spend 5 minutes with some more gear. Other than that, bye.